Would you mind waiting here?
If you insist.
Fine.
You would prevent me from witnessing bloodshed! That is
Hey,
most cruel for me.
thanks again for everything. You made the world a better place. For me.
Good morning.
Why have we stopped? As much as I enjoy killing these incompetent mortals for you, Master, I can't help but feel my skills as a Kainval are wasted here. The third rank in the hierarchy of the Kain, or Dremora, as you coarse mortals call us. Kainval are warriors that have distinguished themselves above the rest, demonstrating the capability to become the future leader of their clan. I would be the head of my clan right now, were I not stabbed in the back by one of my own caitiffs. The Kain are a race that value loyalty to their clan and lord above life itself. Treachery and deception are unheard of among our ranks. And yet here I am, servant to a mortal master. No, my lord. Quite the opposite. Our time spent curing mortals of their petty lives has been most enjoyable. It's just, I was to be head of my clan, and Erenkir now holds that title instead. Curses the seas with a name once more! Master, it is not that simple. I am assigned to your company until you fulfill your destiny. I cannot depart before the terms of my commission are satisfactory. Poison! He knew he couldn't defeat me without an advantage. The disgrace challenged me for my title after dishonorably sabotaging my body. He spat in the face of all we Kain hold dear. No, my honor is tainted. I've accepted this, but I will not endorse Erenkir's rule. The people of my clan deserve a true leader, not some silver-tongued serpent. If I'm ever to return, I will drag Erenkir's unworthy carcass to the lowest depths of the void. There he will rot with vermin of the same Akalon. But I tire of talking up the unattainable. There are many skulls left to shatter. We shouldn't keep them waiting. I'll take my leave then.
Good morning. As close as I could without having the recipe. Still, I wish I could get my hands on an authentic bottle to see how closely my brew compares. Would you like to give it a try? Take a sip and tell me what you think. You know, for a second there you reminded me of my last girl and I used to sample each other's brews in a similar fashion. Those were better days. The happiest of my life. Where than I should be. I wish time would have stood still in those late hours, sharing a mead on the cliff beside the lake. I wish we would have lived out the rest of our days there unchanged. Alas, what good has wishing ever done? I'm not the same man I once was. I saw things in the war. Things I didn't want to bring home. Let's just get back to what we were doing.
Yes?
Time to end this little game. Let's
get this over with.
Son of a... Do your work.
Another victory for my
That's him. You want to do it, or should I? Just that I'd offer. This will only take a second.
Hold on. Did you hear something?
That's enough out of you.
Well, that's that, I guess. Let's just... get out of here, alright? Something wrong? Alright then. There's something ahead. You... remember that maniac we killed earlier? Rumor has it he was involved with some ancient Daedric witchcraft called memory manipulation. The villagers want to discourage others from following suit, and I may or may not have promised to help them again. The ability to wipe certain elements of one's memory and replace them with a fictional past. I know, the practice is pretty obscene to me too. Not very reliable either, as we've witnessed firsthand. I can't fault you for making that assumption, but this time, there won't be any murder. I hope. They want me to post bulletin boards in each of the main villages, warning against the dangers of such witchcraft. Not a very effective deterrent in my opinion, but I agreed to it, so... yeah, I guess that's what I'm doing now. Tell me about it. It seems every time I throw back a few meads, I can't help but commit to these wild and gratuitous pacts. It just means a lot to me. Keeping my word, that is. I've only broken it a handful of times, most of which still haunt me. I'm sorry. I'm just not prepared to talk about it. Trust issues and all that. We have a community service to attend to, remember? Let's focus on that. Whenever you have time.
Out with it.
That should do the trick.
Hey, you dropped something. You sure you don't need it?
Dragonborn.
Whew, halfway done. This calls for a mandatory meat break. Need something? All right. All right then.
Oblivion calls out my name!
The white take you!
See what you got.
Why did it have to end so soon?
Just one more. Almost there.
I'm no fan of the sun, but it would be better than this.
That's your last mistake.
What do you need, my Thane? Lead the way.
I've got your back.
Looks like we've drawn the attention of the local hag. Don't make any sudden movements. These things are unpredictable.
Such ignorance. Memory manipulation is a timeless practice, a gift from our ancestors. You only fear it because you fail to understand the importance of such an ability.
How do I put this?
What can I do for you?
Neither of us care. We're just couriers of this operation.
And yet, you still condone these lies? It
Looks
is a
like
harmless
rain.
endeavor when conducted properly.
Don't know about all that. We've seen contrasting evidence.
If you're referring to the mental mishaps, that only occurs if the subject struggles, refusing to part with their memories. I went through the treatment. Surely you can see I've suffered no such mental toll.
Debatable. Still, you waste your breath. We're just the messengers.
Oh,
Outlanders.
That's it. Well, until my next ill-conceived promise, at least. Thanks for the help.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? I drink because I make promises, and I make promises because I drink. It's the endless cycle that defines my life, or what's become of it, at any rate. I guess it's just a form of dealing with the past. There's something I'm not proud of buried beneath all the mead and carelessness. Something I could have prevented if I just stood by a simple promise. I appreciate your concern, but I think it's better if I do. I spent so much time trying to run from it. But the further I get, the more intensely it dominates my thoughts. Maybe confrontation is the best path forward. It was during the war. I was an Imperial Tribune in charge of a small squadron of men. They were the closest thing I had to brothers. One day, the Stormcloaks had us pinned between a river and the mountainside. There were a handful of skirmishes. Few people died. Neither side gained any ground. Eventually, orders came down to evacuate the area. Not for my men, just for me. I remember how we sat around the fire before I left, reminiscing about our days in the 11th Training Regiment. That's when Quester Servius pulled me aside and requested something I'll never forget. He asked me not to abandon them to such a doomed fate, to stand beside them until reinforcements arrived. I looked him in the eye and told him I'd be back for them as soon as I was able. That was the last promise I ever broke. Stormcloak raiding party. 2 days after I rode off, they left no survivors. I'll tell you what I could have done. I could have taken my men with me. I could have told my legate his orders were unethical and dim-witted. I could have... I'm sorry. I know what you were trying to do. It's just... the wound is still fresh for me. I doubt it will ever heal. We've got other things to worry about. I'd like to focus on them instead, if you don't mind.
nice clothes. Doesn't it feel better to be able to move freely? Sorry. Hey, thanks again.
What do
for
you
everything. You made the world a better
Anything
place.
else?
Me.
keep a secret, Zavik?
Of course! We kind are excellent at keeping conspiracies confidential. Are you planning espionage, assassination, overthrowing the mortal's feeble empire? I won't say a word.
Nothing as exciting as that, I'm afraid. It's about someone special.
Oh, you desire a mate, is that it? Boring.
Maybe desire's too strong a word. I don't know. Ever since my last relationship, I've been trying to take it slow. It's just... I feel something when I'm around him, you know? Something I haven't felt in forever. Maybe the isolation is just driving me crazy.
That's probably it.
That has to be it, right? I mean, yeah, I'm not ready to commit to anything. It's just... he's nearly perfect.
Wait just a second, drunkard. Is this person the master?
How'd you guess?
There's only one perfect mortal in existence. Allow me to issue this warning, fermented one. If you break the master's heart, I'll break every bone in your body, starting with the spine.
I enjoy these little talks of ours. Have I ever mentioned that? They really put my mind at ease.
Good morning.
Ah, Dova. Good to see you again. I've been thinking a lot lately, which is a first for me, I know. But I'm starting to realize the flaws of my own ideology. Killing the man for the village shook the foundation of values I hadn't questioned in years. I've been using my word as a crutch, a way of funneling right and wrong into two easily distinguishable categories. But that's a foolish way to deal with the past, isn't it? I guess I only bring this up because the solution has been staring me down this whole time, and I've only now recognized it. Memory manipulation. My reliance on mead is just a result of trying to shut out the noise, free myself from remembering the men I left out to die. But if I erase that memory completely, I'll no longer need the alcohol, and as a result, I'll refrain from making these undesirable commitments. That's only if the subject struggles. I've spent a good bit of time researching the practice since our encounter in the cave. It's a lot safer than we thought. Because that's such a simple thing to do, right?
I wish I could just accept it as easily as you suggest, but I can't. Drink wasn't my first choice. It's just the first that worked. If a permanent solution exists, I don't see why I should let it slip through my fingers. I'd like to give it a little more consideration before I commit. But I think it might be best. I'm tired of my past haunting me every hour of sobriety. Greetings. You're a lot different than I expected you'd be. Have I ever told you that? More egotistic and self-infatuated, I guess. Most of you hero types get caught up in your own importance. I didn't think the legendary Dovahkiin would be any different, but you are. We face a threat of immeasurable power, and yet you never let that distract you from the well-being of your crew. That's a trait even the best Imperial Tribune would struggle with. Not one I'd have expected from a fabled dragon slayer. Well, whatever your reasons, you've earned my respect for all that's worth. Which is why I'd like to know if your views have changed any, as far as memory manipulation is concerned. You know what it could accomplish for me, but you also understand the risk. I respect your counsel. I think you might be right. I can't continue to cower from a haunted past. It's time I accept and learn from the demons that pursue me. Perhaps then, this nightmare will finally end. Thanks, Dovahkiin. Not what I wanted to hear, but perhaps what I needed to.